Hello! Yay, we're back together!
Hello.
Welcome to Get Real Estate with Liz and Marie. And the last 2 weeks, we have not been able to be together.
No.
So we're finally back in our office, which is great. Although next week, we're going to be apart again.
I know.
Okay. Marie gets to go do some continuing education, and I get to do some education here in Phoenix, so it's good.
Yes.
So it's
And
really
I get to mix fun and education because we're taking my kids to Universal Studios
What?
in
So
Florida.
good. Oh, you get to go see, you get to go have, what is it? Butterbeer.
Butterbeer. Yes.
Yes.
Harry Potter
Harry
World.
Potter World. You
My
got to
kids
get a
will be
wand.
Super excited.
You got to get a wand. You can see what can happen with it.
Oh, I'm definitely at least getting the kids wands.
I know. It's so fun. So fun. I haven't been there yet, but it's good. All right. Well, I hope everybody's good. Real estate market is still hot, and it's still hot in Phoenix. We've had a heat wave for the last couple of days. It's been ridiculous.
It has been pretty warm again.
Oh, and it's crazy.
It's like cooled down because we had so many monsoons, but then it just got a little out of control.
I know. But in the morning, it's been a tad cooler because I sit outside, although I get attacked by the bugs. So anyway, so what's happening, Marie? What's going on in real estate?
Let's give this week's market update, at least for the numbers, right?
Yeah.
So you guys know I'm a former engineer. I'm a numbers person. I like to look at numbers.
Spreadsheets.
So,
If I don't put it in a
spreadsheets.
spreadsheet, you won't answer me.
Yes. So we will have all these numbers posted on our blog later today, so you can look at them. I'll just briefly go over some of them that are maybe significant, maybe not.
Yeah.
Again,
I know. I'm laughing at the fact you're up 43 houses. Woo!
we're
But
something week
you're
over week
still
here.
up.
So in Maricopa County, the number of listings total across the entire county has gone up 43 from last week. So, but last week was a significant jump because we got over 7,000, and we have been under 7,000 for a while.
Yes, that's
So
true.
we did like that. To me was like, ooh, now we're in a different,
Okay, 7,000 though, but a balanced market is
It's like
still-
28,000. So we're still not at a balanced market. Nowhere even close. But we're just slightly trending up each week right now, which is good. Yeah, I think it's good. We need some more properties. So again, just so everyone realizes, these are only active listings. These are not under contract, not backup offers, except allowable or anything like that. 100% active listings that we give from the Arizona MLS each week.
Yeah.
So they went up. The median list price is $480. It's exactly the same that it was last week. Days on market is 50, which I think it was like 48 last week. So no significant changes there. Rentals 28, 25. That had gone up a little bit, but nothing really significant. And then again, in the other markets that we cover, the specific cities anyway, so Phoenix, Scottsdale, Tempe, Chandler, and Mesa, not really much of like major changes. Mesa went up 28 listings, so out of the 43 in Maricopa,
That's a lot.
Mesa was 28. That's the only, that's like the
But
only one
Mesa's
that's significant.
It's a huge city.
And the overall price change actually also jumped 10 grand from last week. So Mesa is really the only one that I would say that had any kind of significant changes, just based on some of the numbers that we're looking at. So I don't want to bore you with all of the numbers. Go check out the blog and look at them. Chandler went up like 4 grand from last week. The median list price is 526 again.
But
not so
I was
significant.
looking at one of my statistics that I looked at. Overall, our prices have increased over 26%
from last year.
from last year. And
Which is huge.
so-
Which is huge.
That's
I mean, when you start
crazy.
looking at these month over month or year over year compared to the week over week, it's definitely
And actually it's 24%, so I don't want to go 26% if somebody said it. But that's crazy.
Yeah.
So if you held, your property and sold it a year later, you're getting at least 24% more. So
Yeah, it's crazy. But overall, I mean, I think the market has just remained. I mean, rental prices are still high. The need for rents, so that's one of our first stories that we're going to talk about today. The need for rentals is really high here in Arizona. I mean, the demand is so high, and are we building enough places for people to live?
And it's funny because if you drive around, you think that they are, because especially I'll be in South Scottsdale, and it seems like there's so many apartment buildings going up. But in the reality of it, is it really enough to meet the demand?
Right.
And then in reading that article, it's interesting because cities set aside certain areas for multifamily, for commercial, for residential. And so within that multifamily, they have already set up a designation of what they want, how many units they want in there, what the height is. Well, then a developer comes along and that doesn't meet their criteria for a good return on investment that they need. And so then they're trying to, get variances, change, rezone it. That takes a while. And with that comes along the opinion of the homeowners in the immediate area, because they they are allowed to state yay or nay on there. And so they do run into some roadblocks, I should say.
So if you are a developer coming into the Phoenix metro area and you pick up a lot that is zoned multifamily, you're good to go. But if you see this pretty commercial lot in a good area that you think would be great for multifamily and you have to go through the rezoning process, you might, have some difficulties there. And that's what's happening more and more often is developers want to rezone and reclassify, and they're getting into issues with the different cities. And it's not just one city. I mean, it's coming across, it's happening in multiple cities because you apply for it and then people in the zoning department might say it's okay, but then you have the public opinion that has to come in and that public consent, right? You have to have a public hearing in order to do that. So if you weren't aware, the public is allowed to put in their comments.
And I get it. They don't, I have they feel sometimes it'll reduce their property value.
Yeah.
It will increase the traffic, increase, where they're trying to get to, problems with parking, but people still need a place to live and you have to have mixed use. You have to have the single family home with the multifamily, with the commercial, with the, those strip malls and everything. So it's just developing it the right way, I guess. Right?
I know. So it's just interesting that because of it's hard to keep up with the development, rents rose 17.7% year over year.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's kind of tracking with the cost of pricing, housing increase.
It's huge though. That's a huge chunk out of people's paychecks.
And it's literally, like you said, out of people's paychecks, it's estimated that now renters will be spending more than 30% of their income on rent. So it becomes tight for them. Phoenix is slowly dropping on the list of affordable, metros to live in. So we're going from 29th to 38th place in overall over the country. And again, it's just zoning boards are really not allowing for some of this rezoning to multifamily properties. The article also touches on how, we were in the 1980s, we were building like hundreds of thousands of homes, and then every decade since the 80s, they've only been able to build 40 to 50,000 homes. Decade over decade, we haven't been able to keep up with the demand. So
I know, but with that said, real quick, I did read an article too that our permits are up in the city of Phoenix. Well, I want to say, I don't know if it was City of Phoenix. I'm going to say Metro Phoenix, that our permits are up 32% from a year ago, from January to June.
People applying for permits.
Yes, applying for permits. But it's the highest number since 2006.
Oh, so that's good news.
And that's when the market
we're trying to build, right?
Yeah.
But again, restricting that supply of available rental units is what's going to cause the rent rates to keep going up. So they're going up and up, which I guess is good if you're a landlord, but not so good if you're looking for a place to live in the Phoenix metro area.
Because that is kind of one of our goals, to get some multifamily under our belt. So,
and to provide affordable housing.
Yes.
So second article I wanted to talk about today is overall U.S. foreclosure activity. Okay, so the foreclosure moratorium is up, and
over.
Yeah, it's over. So the number of foreclosures taking place across the U.S. in general has gone up. I mean, now the courts are starting to open up and allowing these foreclosures to go through. So just to put this in perspective though, because I'm going to hit you with some pretty big percentages.
Yeah.
Foreclosures are still at an all-time low. Okay. So since they've been slowed by the pandemic in general, they are at pretty much an all-time low. But they are up 27% from last month and up 60% from a year ago.
And so why is that?
So once that moratorium has been lifted, now you have the opportunity to go in and start the foreclosure process. So foreclosure rates, so places that have actually closed, completed the foreclosure process, that's highest right now in Illinois, Nevada, New Jersey, Delaware, and Ohio. Those are the top 5 states in the country. But so even to start the foreclosure process, right, that's up 27% from last month. And the states that are having the highest starts are California, Texas, Florida, Illinois, and of course my old home, New York.
Well, and some of those
So-
states, you know, how the different procedures happen. Here in Arizona, a foreclosure or eviction can, well, I guess we're talking foreclosures here, but it can happen relatively quicker in some
They can
states than
happen.
others.
Quicker than definitely other states. So
Yeah.
just a little bit of update, you know, on what's going on in the US. I figured, you know, foreclosure moratorium is a big deal.
Yeah, it is. And it's just shaking it up. And, you know, there's people definitely hard hit from, you know, the effects of COVID and the effects of the economy on COVID. And it will get corrected. And there's a lot of jobs out there for people. There is a lot of jobs because in our industry, we're trying to find people to work and do the jobs that we need.
Yeah.
You know, and then just the supplies we need in our industry and
Yeah.
rehabbing.
to
So,
build
yeah.
and every restaurant that I go into, I mean, almost
Yeah.
every store that I walk into right now has a sign that they are looking to hire. So
Yeah.
if you don't have a job, you can find one if you want to work.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's kind of what's going on in real estate here in Arizona as well as across the country. And then we always like to end with some lovely local news.
Oh, I thought this was a cute story. One, because Marie's mom is a baker. And so I was like, maybe your mom would like this. And the second thing is my sister told me of a gentleman that works at her restaurant that she's kind of helped house. He's up just for the summer as a summer visa student. And he's from Jamaica. And she made him a birthday cake and had a birthday celebration for him. And it was either his first ever in his life or maybe the second. And he was 23, 24 years old.
Right.
And so I thought this story was pretty cute because I think it's important. People are acknowledged.
So we got this off ABC 15 and we shared the link in our blog, but it's a local non-for-profit organization, right? They're called For Goodness Cakes, and they call themselves here in Arizona the Sprinkle Squad, which is so adorable. But they're actually taking volunteers that want to bake cakes for Arizona foster children. So I thought that this was so awesome. You know, like the kids do usually have a theme. So if you're a, you know,
I saw one with the clown.
she wanted it. But I'm saying, like, if you're not a professional, but you just like to, you know, come up with some stuff, you can literally go on their website. I will post a link to their website and become a volunteer to bake a cake for a foster kid. And I think that that's so awesome. So, you know, just get in the kitchen.
It's just simple things that sometimes you can volunteer to do that you don't even realize. Like, I am not a baker. It's not one of my things to do. I even cook, but I'm not a baker.
Yeah.
But it just sounds like a fun thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, my son asked my mom for a Minecraft cake last year. It was like the cutest thing ever. She did like squares of all different I mean, it looks like you were in a Minecraft world. So
because we got the Dancing Queen cake from her too for my daughter.
Yes. So just quick shout out. So Leslie Nielsen, she formed the chapter in 2019 and it's For Goodness Cakes Arizona chapter. So check them out and maybe volunteer to bake a cake.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's it. I mean,
all right. So the real estate market is still hot here, literally. I just, you know, real quick on that, I read an article, a small article that like this is the beginning of the hottest time to buy it. They're the best time to buy a house. Like there's a lull right now, right? I would have thought it would have been in the Christmas season. So get out there and still buy.
Yep.
You know, if you can, if we can help you in any way, because like, you know, we're here to help. We're here to help with, you know, housing needs, with, you know, selling a house, buying a house, renting a house, tired landlords.
Yeah. If you want to sell a house, you have a fire damaged house, flood house, you're just getting divorced. I don't know. There's a million reasons why people want to sell a house, but let us know how we can help.
Yep,
That's our motto. So,
and as for you, have fun with your family. And like I say, we'll just be separated next week, but it'll be good.
I know. It's
Figure
good
it
to
all
be
out.
together. See, we're together this week. It's nice.
Yay!
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that market update. Check out the blog on lizandmarie.com and check us out. And if you want to sell your house, go to lizandmarie.com/save now. All right. Peace and love.
And we'll see you. Bye.